Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. So in this video, I'm going to discuss datetime functions in Power Automate. Okay, so what we do is usually we sometimes we need to work or we need to transform or we need to customize the date. Okay, or we may need to derive the date. So in that case, what we can do is we can use the predefined functions for the date to work with the date and time data in Power Automate. Right. So we will select the type of flow. Any type of flow is fine. And then these are the types of functions. Okay, not all the functions are supported, but yes, many of these are supported in the Power Automate. Few are supported in the Power Apps or maybe in Power Pages. So the all these functions are associated with the Power Platform only. This is the part of Power FX programming language. So Power Automate uses Power FX as a programming language. Okay. So to get the current data and time, what I will use here, I'll use the compose action because this is the only action that we can use to do or we can use to execute any kind of function. Okay. To transform the data. So here I will say utcNow. Okay. In Power FX, we don't have a function called today. We don't have a function called now. So we have a function called utcNow. So this gives us the date and time for the UTC time zone. UTC time zone. Okay. So now here I will say today in UTC. Okay. This is what my step name. Let me say save. Okay. If I run this, you will be able to see what time it shows. Right. So let me see. Input you can see. This is the 2025 July month and 26 date. And then T for time. It's 6 o'clock, 1 minute and 52 second, 52.999. And okay. So this is how it represents the time. Okay, this is not an Indian time. We are in India time. I wanted to convert this to India time. Okay, so we can do that. How to do that? So let's edit this. And there is a function called, okay, there is a function called convert time zone, right? Okay, so what I will do is I will say here convert time zone. Okay, now let's say this is my timestamp function. Then I will say what is the current time zone of whatever the value you pass there. And then I would like to say here as a India standard time. Okay, this is what our IST is a time zone, right? And then format you can specify. Okay, so here I will specify YYY. This is used. YYY is used to slice the year. Okay, month is represented in capital M and D is small d. Then give the space. Then capital H is used for the hours. Small m is used for the minutes. Small s is used for the seconds. Right. And okay, we are converting a time zone. Okay. So let me complete this function. Let me go and say update and then save. So now we will get our current time, date and time. Right. So it's 11:34 a.m. If I run this, it may. Okay. So this is completed on the 11:34 and 8 seconds. Right. So this is how you can convert the time, date time in your time zone. Okay. So we saw how to convert. Right. How to convert the date time in India. So now I would like to add another action. Obviously, we will prefer to use the compose only. Go to the data operation, select the compose because here we can perform. Okay, this is not a today. Let's say I can say trial on date time. Okay, so this is what the action name I give, and I will use the output from the previous step here so that it will work. But I wanted to test the functions, right? So UTC now we saw ticks is not that much important. It is giving us the number of many number of 100 nanoseconds interval since this date. Okay. Then get future time, get past time, calculate the future and past time based on the offset. We will see those functions. But before that, let me discuss how to use the date component. So month and year is not supported directly in Power Apps. So you can see here, month is not coming, year is not coming, right? But you can get the year of or day of year, right? So let me say date difference you can use. Okay. So these are there are many functions. Okay, so let me say day of week, day of month, day of year, start of the day, start of the month. Start of the month is nothing but first date of, you can use these functions, this is fine. Each weekend is also not supported in Power Automate, but this is supported in Power Apps, so you can use those functions there. Month, year, each weekend. Start of the day, start of the month. Start of the day is nothing but the today's date and the time is 000000. Okay. Start of the month, again, first date of the month. So let's see how this function works. So I will say start of the day. And here I will pass the output of this. And let me complete this. Let me say save. And let me try to run this. Right. So this is executed and you are able to see 00. As I said, 000000 will be your start of the day. Right. Then if I change this start of the day, instead of start of the day, I will say if I start of the month, start of the hour is again the current hour 11. So it will say 11:00:00. Right. So let me try with one of the start of the function. Then we will see other types of functions. Okay, let me try saving this. See, until and unless you save this, you will not be able to test. Even if you don't click on the save, while testing the data, it will give the option. Okay. So now this is giving me the start of the month, right? First date of the current month. This is how it works. Day of week, meaning the number of days are there in 7 days are there in the week. So if I say day of week, okay, then concatenation I will use, okay, I'll give this separator. Again, concatenation I will use, and I will say day of month. Again, I will use this here, and I will say day of, okay, day of week, day of month, and day of year. So I'm going to use all these functions in one go. It says save. Okay, invalid. Trial on date, content, input. Okay, so maybe the concatenation operator is different here. So let me try using the plus. Okay, this I think this will go and add the numbers. This should not happen. Okay, still okay. Let me say Control Z, and then okay, I may have a concat function here. Yes, a concat of this, and okay, you will get an idea what it does when we use the okay. So when we use the day of month or day of year, okay, this expression has a problem. Let me say update. The expression has a problem. You can fix it manually. Oh my God, this is what I don't want. Let me try updating. Okay, let me try saving this. In concat function, only two can be used. So let me figure out what is the concatenation operator is used here. So let me select this. Okay, it is giving me okay, this is Saturday, so sixth day and 26th is a date. Day of the month is nothing but day. Date. Okay, DD value. Day number. Right. But month number six. Right. So this is how we passed the function. So six number, okay, not a month number. So this was the day of week, and another parameter was day of month. If you add day of year here, so day of year, right? So it will give us the number out of 365 days, because in a year we have 365 days. So it will say that out of 365, what is the number of today. So 207 is the day of year, right? So I'm using both the functions together. That's why you may feel what this number is, but you should understood. Okay. So now we saw day of year, day of month, start of the day, start of the month, right? So now let's say I would like to add the days. Okay, add hours, add minutes, add seconds. You can add anything what you want, but add days. So let me say add days. So we will see only for the add days. So if I say add hours, minute, add property is used for the object. Okay, this is something different. So I will say add days. Here it asks for the date time. I passed. Okay, timestamp we passed. Then it is asking for the day number of days. So I will say 1 day I would like to add. And days in integer. Okay, or I will say, okay, we are on 26. So if I add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, take last day of, if I say 5, add 5 days. Okay, and then format, it is asking, give the format y hyphen capital M hyphen small dd, because capital M is used with the months, small m is used with the minutes. Let me test this. You will be able to see this is giving me the date after adding those many days, right? So this is how, if you add minutes, if you add hours, if you add seconds, the time will, or the current time will be changed or calculated. So now we have something called date difference, or subtract from date, subtract time from a date. So we can subtract the time also, but if we subtract the time, the date maybe a previous date. If you subtract the number of hours more than 24 hours, so like this, or we are just 12 hours from the previous date. So if you subtract 13 hours something, you will be in a previous date, right? So what you want to do, you can do. Let's see date difference, how the date difference works. Okay. So now here I will say date difference. Okay. Date difference. Date object. This is the output of today in UTC, right? Then here end timestamp. Okay. Again, you need to pass the date. But how you will pass? You will pass it in double quotation, or you can use the formula here. But let's say I wanted to pass the date in double quotation. So I will say 2025 hyphen 06 hyphen, okay, 30 and T 00:00:00.000. Okay, so this is how the time I'm going to define in time, right? So let me try using this syntax. Maybe I need to change it later. Okay, this expression has a problem. So this is not supported. So if I use this small quotation, let me try single quotation. Okay, this is going to work, right? That's a save. It shows the output in double quotation, but when I use give the input in double quotation, it is not picking up, right? So it says minus 26 days, 11 hour 46 minutes and 15 seconds. This is what the a date difference. This is how date difference. Date difference give us the a difference in days and time. Then how you want to take it, you can take it for the further calculation, right? So this is how date difference is used. Now there is something called format date time. If I use the format date time, if I use the format date time, my output will be in text format. And if I pass this output here as a, and then if I pass the format, we know how to pass small y, 4 times y hyphen capital M. However, the way you want to do DD, okay, then space HH colon small then seconds. This is what the format I will use. Okay, and then let me say add, let me say save, and let's run this. Right. So this is how this input, whatever the input it has given me, is in the text format. So now how to verify this? So sometimes it may automatically do the typecasting. Okay. So if I use this, as I said, this is in the text format. If I use day of year on this formatted function, let's see what it says. Sometime it may do automatically casting and it will uh, return us the result. Sometime it will throw the error that the day of the year required. Okay, 2007. It is doing automatic casting. Okay, whatever the value we are getting, okay, format date time. Okay, there may be a chance that your date is in here in Power Automate, it is doing automatic casting. Okay, it is converting that value to the date. So if I create the variable, okay, if I create the variable and store the data in the text format. Okay, let me say initialize the variable and let me pick this value as a text. Okay, today date in a string. And here I will pass the value 2025 hyphen 07 hyphen 26. This is what the value. Let me say save. Why? Okay, name is not given, right? So let me specify the name. Name is I will say string date. Okay, say save. This is the variable I created. So if I run this, you will be able to see this is in string. So what I will do is I will use the compose, and here I will use the function called is. Okay, is string is not there. Okay, so text no. Okay, so let's say string, but this string is used to create the string. Okay, so output of, if I use output of string date. Okay, so string function is there that is used to convert the data. Let me say trial on the date. Okay, and let me close this. Let me close this. And here I'm going to use the string function. Okay, string, and here I will pass the value utcNow. Okay, utcNow, and I'm going to convert that into the string. Say save. Okay, template dependency file, circular dependency detected in template language. What? Okay, this is already in string format. This is what it tells me. So sometime what happens, okay, let me tell you the purpose of this. Format string is used to convert your format your date in the string format. And there is something called parse date time. So text to data, meaning if you get a error that this is the string value and date functions cannot be applied. So that type of error, if you get, in that case, you can use parse date time to convert string to date. Okay, this is how it works. That's the purpose. So I can show you the function, but here it is getting converted automatically. So I won't be able to use that, but there may be a situation that you won't be able. So whenever you work with the objects, whenever we work with the tabular data, so in that case you may need to use this. So there is a function called parse date time, so you can use this to parse the data. So now we are left with the two functions, that is get future time, get past time. Okay, so let's say I will say get future time. It is asking for the interval. Okay, interval is like 10. Then it is asking for the time unit. Time unit. So like, can I say, okay, it is in that string. So I will say day. Okay. And the format. Format I can pass as a YYY hyphen MM hyphen DD. So since we are using, we know no need to, I think, use the current date at all. This is completely, this function uses the current date and time. So let me say after 10 days, get future. Okay. So it says 23 5. Format I gave the incorrect format there. Right. Small m cannot be used here. So capital M should be used. That's why 23 was come. 23 was the minute it was representing. And let me say test, and that is from the UTC time zone, not from the IST time zone, because by default it uses the UTC. Okay, so after 10 days, right, if I used the get future time. After 10 days, what will be my date? So 5th of August, right? This is what the date. Similarly, you can try for the get past time. Same, you need to say the number of interval, you need to say the days or month or hours kind of things, and then you need to pass the format, it will return the data as you want. Right. So this is all about the working with the date time in Power Automate. So I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. Happy learning. And do not forget to subscribe WebChamp. Even I would suggest share this playlist with your friends so that they can learn the Power Platform easily.